What's up guys, I'm Sean. Today I'm going to be replacing my custom fire extinguisher floor mount with a roll cage mount. This is the floor mount I made. It actually works pretty good when I'm running a passenger seat. But when I load my track wheels, I load 3 track wheels right here. I have to undo this mount, and then when I get to the track and take off my wheels, then I have to reinstall this floor mount. So it's an extra step that I have to do. It's a little bit annoying. So I bought a fire extinguisher mount that I'm not going to mount on this side of my roll cage because it's going to be hard to get to. I'm probably going to mount it right here. This is the fire extinguisher mount I made a few years ago. It's actually a pretty simple design. So the fire extinguisher comes with this bracket. So I just screwed it onto a piece of aluminum, and I grabbed another piece of aluminum and put a bolt and screw there, and this thing actually kind of moves. And I did it on this side as well. So this bolts right up to the front 2 studs of the seat mount. This is the fire extinguisher mount I bought from Amazon. It's only about 25 bucks, which is pretty cheap. It's quick release, so all I have to do is pull this and the fire extinguisher will come off. So this part gets mounted to the roll cage with some big hose clamps, and the fire extinguisher gets mounted to this piece with some hose clamps, and it just goes together like this. Pretty easy. On Amazon there's a bunch of different versions of this, and I picked this one because these hose clamps come with a little tiny rubber shielding, which will kind of help with not scratching up the roll cage or fire extinguisher. This kit comes with 8 hose clamps with different sizes, and if the hose clamps doesn't work for you, you can also go to a hardware store. There's plenty available there. And what's pretty cool about this mount right here is a little bit of felt to give protection to the roll cage. I'm thinking about mounting it like right here behind my seat. This bracket goes to the fire extinguisher. Depending on the size of your fire extinguisher, you can pick your hose clamp. I'm going with the medium hose clamp. And it just wraps around the fire extinguisher, and then there's a slot right here that it sits into. I'm just going to loosely run it down for now. Install the bottom hose clamp. Alright, so this is kind of ready right now. Back at the car, here's the bracket. I think I'm going to install it like this, because I think the correct side is like this, but I can't get to that pull tab, so I'm going to install it like this. Now I'm going to go with this smaller hose clamp that matches my roll cage. And there's a slot here that this slides into. Same thing to the bottom. Now I have to just wrap it around the roll cage and loosely mount it. It's loosely installed. Now let's mount up the fire extinguisher. Now I gotta figure if I want it right here. I gotta make sure I can pull this tab easily. Alright, everything is tight. I cut the excess off of the hose clamp and I bent it inward to make sure that it doesn't scratch or catch on anything. And back here it clears the stock seatbelt no problem. And then these hose clamps are tight. This hose clamp actually slid into the I guess rubber sleeve, which is nice. This one stayed outside, but I just cut it off and bent it in a little bit. It's actually kind of nice because my 6-point harness kind of sits behind here when I'm driving, but when I'm on the track, obviously the harness is going to go into my seat up here, so it's not going to rub anything. So it looks pretty good. Let's give it a quick test. Pull the pin, drop the fire extinguisher down, out. Pull the pin, drop the fire extinguisher down and out. And this is something I'm not going to remove in and out. I only use it in case of emergency. So it's pretty much set and forget. I think the only downside is that it may rattle a little bit. This may be a little annoying on the street. Not so much on the track, because with my helmet on I won't be able to hear anything. But I think what I can do is maybe add some tape right here just to make it a little bit thicker and absorb some of the sound. But it got a lot quieter. So all I added was one thin layer of Gorilla Tape, and I didn't block this hole, and I didn't block this hole. And even though it's a snug fit, it doesn't matter because this is not going to come in and out. It basically is just going to sit in here, and you're only going to use it when there's an emergency. So it's a lot quieter now. Alright guys, everything done. Not bad for about 25 bucks. I like the fire extinguisher mount here because if there is a fire, I would have to jump out my car anyway, and I can just grab it from behind my seat. When the fire extinguisher mount was on the floor, it was hard to get to, and I couldn't mount it there because I can't reach it. So now when I load my track wheels in here, I don't have to fumble with my fire extinguisher mount. I also like it back here too because if the hose clamp or this thing fails, the fire extinguisher will just hit my seat in the back and won't go anywhere else. Alright guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.